I love Jesse Lee Peterson. That guy, Jesse Lee Peterson, I have to try to find language that I can use here. I feel like if you went up to Jesse Lee Peterson, you pat him on the shoulder, and you said, you know, 150 years ago, you would have been like my favorite slave owned by my dad. JLP would consider that a compliment. There's actually a photo of him. It's a little old, but he got presented an actual like cotton bag that was used by slaves in America. And he like took a photo with that, like holding it up, like smiling, you know, like, yeah, that's a real photo. I think it's like a couple years old, but you can find that. He seems to me, he seems to me like he revels a little bit in self-hate. I remember when I talked with him, he talked about how like he's white on the inside, and that's why he's like better than other black people. But he's also like got several ex-wives and children who he doesn't speak to. And about them, like when pressed on it, it seems like he gets mad, or like there's a little bit of like, maybe I was too black to avoid that kind of thing. He is very strange. Will say though, in person, great handshake, very friendly guy. I know you're looking at me like very confused, and I promise you that the experience was shared by me when I met him in real life. It's just, I don't know, because it's kind of insensitive to say, right? Like the self-hating black guy, that's like an inappropriate trope to evoke, but that describes his behavior like extremely well, and he so jovially plays into that trope. So I don't know how else to say it necessarily.
He called Trump the Great White Hope. He says, like, when I've frequently seen him do this many times on his show. He'll say, "Oh, you'll have to excuse me, I'm just black and slow." And I completely disagree with that. I think the man's a genius. I think he has built himself a very successful niche. He's got not only his program that's very popular, but he's got catchphrases out there. He's got merchandising. Like, this dude,
I have one of his shirts.
Solidified.
I bought one of his shirts. I bought it for $30. Absolutely, I'd do it again.
I think he's a very savvy businessman who really knows who his audience is. That's kind of my take on Jesse.
When I met him, I don't know how much. Oh, sorry, I mean to interrupt.
I was going to say, in addition to, it should be noted that in addition to the self-hating stuff, he's also a vehement misogynist. Like when this guy talks about women, it's like, dude, like, you need to get laid or something. Like just the way he talks about them.
Very barefoot and pregnant stuff there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much to talk about with him. The problem is he's so disarming. When you meet him in person, like, he never like passionately argues for anything, really. Sure. He just kind of sits there and laughs, and he'll just ask you like a dumb question, you answer it, and he just asks you another dumb question. There's not like a through line.
Are you a beta male?
Yeah, are you a beta male? And you'll be like, no. And he'll say, I think you are a beta male. You'll be like, all right. And then he'll just move to the next one. He doesn't, it's just from point to point. He's great. I do think, though, I wonder how much he's being like groomed by his managers, because when I talked to him, he did not seem like he was all there. Like, really, really cute, like funny old guy energy. But in terms of the sinister businessman stuff, I wonder if there are people who are using him for that. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a radio show guy, but there are other people that are like puppeteering the business end of things.